Right, fan reaction time then. Burnley 1, Middlesbrough 1. No complaints from me. I think a draw is probably a fair result. I think overall, though, if you had to pick a team that just shaded it, I'd say it were us. That might be biased, to be fair, but I feel like we were in that first half, especially. We were the better side. They scored a goal, which at the time was a good finish, good pass. Got no complaints on the goal. But it was against a run of play at the time, and then for the rest of the first half, it was just all Burnley. It was bizarre because we've been so good defensively this season, but that goal, from a Burnley perspective, was an awful goal to concede. I've just watched it back now on the highlights, and Esteve runs out of position to try and press the guy who's got the ball, leaves the space in behind. John Egan's playing the guy about 3 yards onside, so when the ball's played through, it's just in acres of space, and you're looking at it and thinking, is this the best defence in the league? Because it statistically is. If you'd been playing like this all season, it would not be the best defence in the league. It's just awful. And I'm saying that as a massive Esteve fan. Obviously, I've said a million times, I do believe he's the best centre-back in the division, but he got attracted to the ball today, and then Egan was caught ball watching. I've seen some people saying Humphries was ball watching as well. You could probably say that because he should really be goal side. So there's 3 players there where if just one of them does the job, we don't concede that goal. But from a Middlesbrough perspective, you've got to say it's a good pass and it's a decent finish from the lad. But that's not the type of goal that we've been conceding this season. So fingers crossed we can eradicate that very, very quickly. But then, even though I do feel we were the better side in the first half, they probably had the better chances, because they had the goal, obviously, which I've just mentioned, although I do believe that came from a Burnley error more than good play from them, even though it was a good pass and a good finish. But they had that one, again, down our left. I don't know who it was, apologies, but the guy has Humphries on toast, and I think it might have been Coley Osho as well, and just sort of skins him and then comes inside and fires wide. So even though we were the better side in terms of, I think we just shared a possession, to be fair, but in terms of territory and things like that, I felt like we were controlling the game. We weren't doing anything with it. We had a couple of pot shots, didn't we? We had that shot not long after Middlesbrough had scored, and then obviously Connor Roberts. It's a good goal. It's a great goal. But what is that goalkeeper doing? To be fair, I think this Storm Dora, whatever it's called, I think that helped. I think, to be fair, I've criticised the keeper on my 60-second review, and it's awful positioning. If he gets his positioning better, that goal doesn't go in. However, to be fair to him, when Connor's hit it, I think the wind's picked it up. I've not actually seen this goal back, to be fair, but I think when he's hit it, the wind's just picked it up, and then the keeper's then caught out position. It's just gone over him, and I say I've not seen it back. I quickly saw it on the big screen at the turf, but yeah, a great goal. But I think the weather's helped us there a little bit with that one. And then second half, it was bizarre because I think for the first 10 minutes, nothing really much happened. But then after that, Middlesbrough started to come in the game, and we started losing control in the midfield, and I just felt like they had a few chances, and I'm thinking we're going to end up losing this. Thankfully, we didn't. We then started coming back into it slightly, and I'm going to criticise Scott Parker here. And I've tweeted this already, and I've had a bit of pushback. Majority of people agree. But I think the substitution where he's taken Sarmiento off and Jay Rodriguez off, it's baffling. I just find it mind-boggling. Okay, some people have come back to me and said Sarmiento was hobbling slightly. I hope he's okay. And if that is the case, fair enough. I take it back about the Sarmiento thing. But who did he bring on? I think it was Hannibal and Fleming. Hannibal, don't know, I'm still not completely sold on him, if I'm honest. I thought he played okay at Leeds. Other than that, there's been a few flashes, to be fair, where he's been all right. But it depends on the game and stuff. And I just don't think today, again, when he came on, he offered nothing. And Fleming, we need to see Fleming in the 10. If it had took Sarmiento off and brought Fleming on and put him in the 10, I wouldn't have been as bothered. But it's the fact that we've then put in Fleming in the striker's position. We're taking Jay off. And I know Jay's old, he can't play. Well, old, that's harsh, he's younger than me. But he's old for a footballer. You know, some people might be saying, he can't play, so many games in a week and stuff. I get that. But yeah, I just think it's always a case of playing a square peg in a round hole when you have Fleming up front. And I do want to see him in his natural position more. I don't want to criticise him too much because, again, I've seen him in his natural position for 10 minutes against Hull when he scored, and then was put back up front or taken off. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like them subs kind of killed the game. They kind of killed any attacking flaw that we had in that game. Or creativity is probably the best way of saying it. It killed any creativity for us, because after that we did start getting the ball a bit more, but we just didn't have the players to do anything with it. So it was quite frustrating. The most frustrating thing for me tonight, though, was I've seen some people say it was the best performance of the season. That's a stretch. But going forward, the build-up play is there, or nearly there. It's getting there. But still, the same issues we've had all season. We get into that final third and we make the wrong decision, or we just not good enough. Who were it? I think it was Hannibal. Hannibal got through, not through on goal, but got into a really good position where it was like him in front of a few defenders. There was one defender with his in between him and the goalkeeper, and Jadon Anthony's on his left from my perspective, so his right. And I'm thinking, pass it. I'm shouting, pass it, pass it. And Anthony's in a really good position. Like, he's onside, hopefully, you'd think, looking down the line. And I'm just thinking, pass it, pass it. And he tries to take the man on and shoots. He gets blocked. He goes off the corner. And you're thinking, stupid. Like, just make the right decision. And then there was another time. This time, it was Jadon Anthony. And I think Josh Brownhill got in a good position. And again, he's trying to do it all himself. And you just think, just make better decisions. We just need to make better decisions when we get into that final third. That's all it is. We are nearly there. And again, I tweeted at the time saying awful going forward. You've got to remember, when I'm tweeting these things on the turf, I'm angry, I'm passionate, you know what I mean? We weren't awful going forward. What I tried to say was awful in the final third. I could have worded that bit better. But yeah, just making the wrong decisions again in that final third. But I think the person that makes the best decisions for me in that final third now is Sarmiento. I absolutely love the guy. I think the last 3 games he's shown that he's probably the most creative player in that squad at the minute, because I'm still not seeing enough from Koleosho this season. Anthony's had flashes, but I don't think he was great today. So I think Sarmiento's the most creative player we've got. If he's got a niggle, then yeah, fingers crossed he's back for Norwich and obviously Derby on Tuesday as well, because I think we'll miss him. I think we will miss him because Lyle, as Scott said a few weeks in his press conference, is still a few weeks away. So it's going to have to be Jay up front for the foreseeable, or Fleming. But let's try Fleming in that 10. I like Jay. I know some people will say, oh, he gets a free ride because he's he's one of our own. He's the only striker available at this club right now. Play him as a striker and play Fleming behind him in the 10. But yeah, back to the match. Thought it was a decent game. Thought a draw's a fair result. I'll take a draw, as I said in the 60-second review. Take a draw, move on, and then it keeps them 6 points beneath us, doesn't it? And then, yeah, we've got all weekend now to relax. We know Burnley haven't been beat. We can just watch Sheffield United play, Leeds play, see how they all get on, and yeah, hopefully a decent weekend results-wise for the Clarets. But yeah, no complaints from me. Good game, enjoyed it, and I think it's a fair result.